Demands from Plejarens for the cure for the aggressive genes Truth Seeker. Posted on Tuesday, August 29, 2006, 05:03 p.m.
Greetings, Billy. Now to comment on something. I see the Plejarens have finally corrected some error statements once made by Simya-Se in the contact notes, which were at some point brought to my attention about a year or so ago, thus relating to Daniel Fry, Reinhold Schmidt, Kenneth Arnold, etc., which now saves me in having to question it with you on the forum. However, I'm not fully convinced yet in what the Plejarens had to say about their findings relating to Betty and Barney Hill, because even though I've been aware that Betty Hill had made false delusional claims of her continued contacts with her visitors for years long after her initial supposed abduction experience, I'm still of the impression that something real did initially happen to both the Hills regarding a UFO contact or examination back in 1961, and here is why. Smedjes in the contact notes revealed additional greater details regarding the Hills' examination abduction contact that was not mentioned by the Hills in their original hypnotic recordings that I'm aware of. Example, such as the means to use chemicals in the testing of their blood, etc. Betty Hill described in detail a kind of pregnancy test done to her that was unknown to people until years later. Betty Hill draws a star map that she did not understand until it was made comparable to the Zeta Reticuli star system found by Marjorie Fish years later. Barney Hill during his time never wanted to admit he was abducted by or that he saw a UFO. Simya-Se went into extensive long details explaining the appearance of the humans from Zeta Reticuli, which does correspond to the Hills' description years before. Like in the resemblance of a French comic book character known as Phantomus, but with dark contacts covering their eyes. And now we are hearing that the Roswell bio-androids are in fact from the Zeta Reticuli, after all, like previously assumed. Now for my question. Now that the MIBs and creator overlords have finally been dealt with more recently, can the Plejarens and the ETs from the Sirius homeworlds now give you and Figu the cure and correction formula regarding the human emotional aggression gene and perhaps even the aging gene, so that Earth human beings can evolve more effectively once again? And since this altered gene manipulation was more of a cosmic nature rather than of an earthly nature. Peace in being, James Truthseeker.
Answer. We can trust that the Plejarens are telling the truth because now or finally, they did a thorough research into the past for 3 years. After having gotten permission from the High Council to investigate those famous abduction cases, etc., really in depth. Regarding your question, the Plejarens don't have the right to give us the cure and correction formula because this information would be linked to knowledge that the terrestrial human beings would misuse.